about Mordekaiser from League of Legends in more than 60 seconds. Mordekaiser comes from Yunstijland's cult Ezreal Halam's girlfriend online identity on AIM or AOL Instant Messenger. In German translation, it translates to Murder Emperor. Influences for Mordekaiser include the Death Knight from World of Warcraft, the Shugoki and Lawbringer classes from For Honor, C.T. Fletcher, and Dwayne Johnson. Inside the Death Realm, players were initially supposed to glimpse Mordekaiser's infinite and unknowable nature. This was later changed to a faceless hood and a magical crown, with the idea being to not be able to see his helmet, and if you peered under his hood, you'd go mad and dissolved into life force. A Mordekaiser bug during development included one where someone would be permanently trapped in the realm of death. Mordekaiser defied death by sheer force of will because he refused to accept the reality around him. He gained necromantic powers by teaching himself Ochnun in the Death Realm, which allowed him to speak beyond the veil of death to deceive mortals into resurrecting him. His armor has 2 layers of metal, a black iron skeletal underlayer, and the tarnished Proto-Noxian armor on top of that. As revealed in Rel's lore live Q&A, Mordekaiser's armor is made from souls and iron. Mordekaiser's design is similar to Eredin Break glass from The Witcher and Sauron from The Lord of the Rings. Mordekaiser's helmet resembled the M in Sodom's logo. His Death Grass mirrors Darius Apprehend. Both abilities pull in their targets as well as passively grant their casters magic penetration and armor penetration respectively, in a number of Mordekaiser's voice lines. Quotes Dante Inferno, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here."
Life is a bitter shame.
References Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
A fine addition to my domain.
Could be referencing General Grievous.
A fine addition to my collection. Destiny, domination, deceit.
Would subconsciously inspire Nox's principle of strength, vision, might, and guile. Follow for more. Fun facts about Evelynn from League of Legends in more than 60 seconds. Her title, Agony's Embrace, was the name of her old ultimate. Her ultimate was named Widowmaker during early reveals, which was her original title. Allure was formerly called Lust Dust in early reveals. The exclamation mark that appears when Evelynn is spotted references the one from Metal Gear Solid. The stealth rework itself was also inspired by it. Evelynn is the 3rd emotion eater after Tom Kench and Fiddlesticks. Tom Kench consumes his victims' possessions and loved ones while savoring their psychological anguish. Fiddlesticks feeds off his victim by reenacting their fears and traumas until they inevitably die. Evelynn physically torments her victims and leeches off their affliction as they're dying agonizingly. Her in-game form is likely 164 centimeters or 5 foot 4 inches high, much like her KDA counterpart. It appears that, while demons can change their forms, this power does have limits. Nocturne himself was able to change his form but retained his black color. Evelynn's normal form is attractive but still not entirely human-colored, which could be taken as a sign of warning to a would-be victim. The form depicted in-game, her main form, is the one she most prefers, finds the most success with. Evelynn requires a touch with intent in order to harm her victims. Her splash art depicts her torturing a nobleman of Demacia. Her base splash artwork was censored in certain regions, as the base version is almost completely naked. During her recall, she will either extend her claws or rave at the summoner, depending on her mood. In a number of Evelynn's voice lines,
"Misery loves whatever I tell it to."
alludes to former quote and popular refrain,
"Misery loves company."
Her voice line,
"Girls just want to tear your throat out with their teeth."
references Cyndi Lauper's song,
"Without pain, how would they know pleasure?"
is likely a spin on a quote from John Green's novel The Fault in Our Stars. Follow for more. Fun facts about Zilean from League of Legends in more than 60 seconds. Zilean might have been inspired by Father Time. Like Jax, Zilean is more than 3,500 years old, as he was present during the fall of Icathia. The original icon for Time Bomb featured a soldier that was mirrored from the icon art of Jax's Grandmaster's Might. Zilean is one of the 4 champions with a single damaging ability, Time Bomb, the others being Bard, Cosmic Binding, Tarik, Dazzle, and Tryndamere Spinning Slash. Time in a Bottle references the eponymous song by Jim Croce.
Time in a bottle.
Zilean is the first champion to have a basic ability that cannot be ranked up at level 1, Rewind. The second being Azir, Conquering Sands, Shifting Sands. Zilean's backstory resembles Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut. It is a story about Billy Pilgrim who got unstuck in time and was able to frequently go back and forth through it, like Zilean, where he was also traversing through time inside a tower, finding a way to a future where he already succeeded. Zilean has a hidden passive when meeting an enemy Volibear. Zilean gains 1 AP for every Volibear near him. It was called Armored Bear Hater in early patches, but was later removed for unknown reasons. It was read, "In my day, we would never have allowed an armored bear into the League of Legends. It is supposed to give extra 10 gold if he kills Volibear." This passive stems from Riot Zilius, for whom Zilean is named, who was against an armored bear champion idea as it will not fit in the game.
Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like banana.
References the same eponymous saying, "Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana."
I've seen your death. It was painful.
Probably inspired echoes.
I've seen your future, and it's got broken bones.
Considering their time theme. Follow for more fun facts about Neeko from League of Legends in more than 60 seconds. The gameplay hook during development was a shapeshifter who could mimic other champions. One of Neeko's scrapped spells include a high-range trap nest that would have a substantial arm time but would deal a lot of damage. Inspirations for Neeko include Lilo from the Fifth Element movie, Starfire from DC Comics, Mantis and X-23 from Marvel Comics, 11 from Stranger Things series, and Stitch from Lilo and Stitch franchise. One of the goals with Neeko's visuals was to make her look like a lizard with a colorful back and a pale or pink belly. Lilia shares visual similarities with Neeko due to Jennifer Westling drawing both of their base splash arts. Neeko is a few hundred years old, but her maturity is at the level of someone in their late teens or early 20s. She may be about 180 years old. The Uvi Cat tribe looked at the shedding tails as milestones in maturity, like birthdays. This does not occur annually, but is linked to growth in the spiritual realm. Neeko is currently on her 4th tail. Neeko is not a pure Vastaya Shire, but she is closer to it than most of the other Vastaya. The Uvi Cat splintered off from the Vastaya tribes very early and have largely lived in isolation, so their magic is more pure and ancient than other Vastaya. There is very little human blood in Neeko's lineage. Neeko is better, faster at shapeshifting than other Vastaya types, thanks to her more powerful connection to magic and being attracted to an animal spirit that is good at changing. Neeko could change her appearance dramatically in 2 seconds and hold it for several days. Neeko's size when shapeshifting is only limited by the immensity of her Shoma.
Shoma is like the shape of someone's spirit, who they really are inside.
She could become an exact replica of Galio, but wouldn't be able to hold it for long. Neeko has lines showing romantic interest in female champions and was confirmed by her writer Matt Fosgizel Dunn to be the first known lesbian champion. In Neeko's trailer, the frog jumping off a cliff references George the suicidal frog. Neeko waves at jungle camps when she walks near them.
Neeko is not a sad tomato. She is a strong tomato.
References Crush with Eyeliner by rock band REM.
She's a sad tomato.
Some of Neeko's quotes,
Asaku! Asaku! Isso!
among others, are actual Portuguese words. The voiceover specifically accommodates Portuguese as a homage to the Brazilian voice actress Flora Paulita, who performed Neeko's voiceover in both the Brazilian and English versions. Some Portuguese quotes and nonverbal quotes are exact copies between both voiceovers. Follow for more fun facts about Aphelios from League of Legends in more than 60 seconds. Aphelios means furthest from the sun. It comes from Greek apo, means far apart, away, and Helios is the titan god of the sun. Aphelios started as a wizard with an arsenal of spells, but this gameplay wasn't unique compared to existing mages. Aphelios at one point had 25 different weapons. The shapes of Aphelios' weapons were inspired by the curves and crescents of the moon, orbits of moons, and the flow of tides. Aphelios' 5 guns are based on the 5 phases of the moon. Calibrium is based on a full moon due to the bright moonlight offering clarity and focus, ideal for sniping. Gravitum is based on a new moon due to the darkness of the projectiles it shoots. Crescendum is based on a half moon because, as a throwing weapon, it is perfectly balanced. Infernum is based on a waxing moon due to the waxing moon's light increasing like fire burning. Severum is based on a waning moon because the crescent shape of the weapon mirrors the crescent shape of the waning moon. A loon is not dead. She is just residing within the spirit realm. She is not a ghost. Her ethereal appearance in the physical realm is a lunar projection of her. A loon spends most of her time in the spirit realm, meditating and scrying the future. Aphelios' weapons are made of moon silver, the same material that Diana's blade is made out of, and moonstone. Aphelios and Evelynn are possibly inspired by the sun and moon twins from Indo-European mythology, albeit that both twins belong to the Lunari Order. Aphelios is the first champion that has less than 4 abilities. Aphelios has a game start ceremony that forces him in place. His and his sister's face tattoos, when placed together, have a similar appearance to Diana's. Evelynn and Aphelios' markings are closer to a gibbous moon, to signify that the Lunari growing in power again. They are divided to symbolize when together they have the power to rival an aspect. Aphelios' visual design was intended to push the limits of the visual design of Mount Targon and represents something new. Evelyn's visual appearance shares similarities from A2 from Nier Automata. The item Cosmic Drive is Evelyn's diadem. Aphelios is not born mute. He can speak when not under the influence of Noctum essence. Noctum is a poisonous plant, and the essence can be extracted to make the effects stronger. Unfortunately, he can only connect with Evelynn after drinking the poison, rendering him mute. Because of this, all the in-game voice lines that contain actual speech are done by her.
How can I help you when I put your life at risk?
The poison only constricts and agonizes his throat, so while he cannot speak, Aphelios is still able to make basic grunts and gasping sounds in-game. I'm with you! Follow for more. Fun facts about Zeri from League of Legends in more than 60 seconds. Zeri's codename in development was Zon ADC. Scrapped Zeri abilities in development include a version of Living Battery that increases shields through receives, a version of Ultra Shock Laser that was on a 5-second cooldown and was casted like Burst Fire, a version of Lightning Crash that gave her 150% bonus movement speed and would not fall off until she took damage. Zeri's kit was inspired by first-person shooters, with Burst Fire mimicking assault rifles and Ultra Shock Lasers mimicking sniper rifles. Zeri is inspired by Filipino culture. Zeri not having access to her electric powers was inspired by the brownouts in the Philippines. Zeri was co-developed with the Valorant team and released as a cross-game promotion with the agent Neon. Both characters share the same voice actor, hairstyle, and are themed around electricity. They also share a patch on their face, resembling positive and negative electric charges, with Zeri having a plus-shaped patch and Neon having a minus-shaped patch. This is a reference to their personalities, Zeri being more positive and cheerful one, and Neon being less. Zeri and Renata Glass were both created as Zon champions as they were originally planned to ship with the Riot X Arcane event before being delayed. Zeri's gun doesn't actually have a trigger or magazine, as her mother designed it to be powered by her electricity. When Zeri and Echo are on the same team, they gain a buff named Zonite Ingenuity, which reads, "Kids from the Undercity stick together." The buff is granted to both Echo and Zeri while they are on the same team. When they work together to score a takedown, both of them gain an extra 1 gold. She is the only champion with 0 point at a skill by the client classification. In this case, her utility rating is 0. In a number of Zeri's voice lines, "Got him" might be quoting the popular one-liner meme.
Got him!
No one steals my thunder.
Is a pun on Zeri using electricity herself and the idiom.
Stop stealing my thunder!
I belong here. We all belong here.
Was included in Zeri's script by Michael Skip to My Luo Luo as a response to an article on a Filipino-targeted hate crime where the attacker said, "You don't belong here." Follow for more.